No Treble, what's good? I had originally had a different video, different talking style episode in store, in the can, ready to go for this Tuesday. However, I'm filming this exactly 1 week after the passing of Prince. And like a lot of people, Prince was a major influence for me. Probably my biggest musical influence. Definitely the artist that inspired me to become a musician in the first place. I think everybody has that cat, you know what I mean? And Prince was definitely that cat for me. So the tune I'm going to talk about today is a cut called Uptown. It's off the 1980 album Dirty Mind. Now I know that there's so many deep Prince cuts that we could talk about, but the reason I'm picking this one is because it's one of the first songs, probably the first real bass line that I taught myself how to play on the electric bass. It's the first song that made me think, wow, you should play bass. And that may seem a little weird to people considering all the other stuff that was out at the time. And so let me talk about that for a second. In '78, I was 8 years old. Prince came out, and Soft and Wet was the deal at that time. And still at that time, very armed. Prince was rocking the afro, young guy playing all the instruments, but still a very R&B, urban radio, what they call black radio at the time, still very mainstream. And then, the next year, I Want to Be Your Lover came out. And so, the brothers kind of raised the eyebrow a little bit when they saw the hair and the short shorts. But it was that 1980 record, Dirty Mind, that really you started to see the Prince that we came to know and love and really kind of personified the 80s. I mean, that was to me the start of that persona. So, and the song Uptown is it's about this free utopian society where everybody can kind of be themselves. And even at 10 years old, I was very attracted to that. So that's why I want to talk about this particular song. Now, I'm going to respect Prince's wishes as though he were still with us, and I'm not going to play along. I encourage you to go get this record. There's no other teacher anyway besides the record. I'm going to play the groove in the way that it has seeped into my DNA, which I think is a way that Prince would be proud or pleased if I were playing it for him. So, but it is my interpretation of it. So the way you play it is going to be your interpretation as well. So I'm going to play it for you, and then I'll get into the transcribed examples. Let me just play it for you real quick. 1, 2, 3. In example 1, I have just the basic ostinato groove. Starts on an A minor. 1 and 2 and. Okay, on the downbeat, on beat 2, I've got a dead note, which my hand happens to be over the A. So here's there's a little bend that I put in there. Just gives a little bit of life to that note. Okay? Then slide into F. F, E, D. Just hitting a dead note there. I did not put that in the transcription. 1, 2, Okay. In example 2, I am putting I did write down some of the other little stuff. So let me break that down for you. So style. This is talking style. The groove is that's the groove, right? So this column is called talking style. So style would be all the stuff that I do. That's my style of playing. All the stuff that you do with the line. That's your style. Prince might have played it himself a little bit different than Andre Simone played it, who was his bass player at the time, or differently than somebody like Rhonda Smith would have played it, or even Levi Ceasar would have played it. Even if he showed it to them, they might have had their own little flavor that they put on it. So that, to me, that's what style is. So here's the other stuff. So. So I'm plucking the D and the E with a quick hammer on, like a grace note into the E. Yeah. Let me do it slower. Man, I can remember sitting there with the record, just, oh man, sitting there with the record, like really trying to figure this out, and taking out the little parts. Every note, and not every note, but I'm doing little bends. Another thing that I want you to notice is that there's always this motion. There's always this going on, like right, feeling those eighth notes. So every now and again, especially before he goes to the chorus, or the little pre-chorus, okay, I'm not going to talk about the pre-chorus. We just want to talk about the main groove, but very, very, very common that whole disco octave thing happening in the bass line. What I just wanted to share one of the bass lines that has been that was really inspirational for me and inspirational for me early in the day. Like I said, the first bass line I ever learned. And so great study in octaves, slides, those quick flams, hammer-ons. Right? And giving, I want to talk about this later as we explore the more bass lines out of the Minneapolis scene and that sound kind of inspired by Prince. But that's way too fast, but you feel me. That whole eighth note thing, keeping that groove steady. and I'm not trying to be surgical with it. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm like holding back, getting a little choked up here. So I'm gonna cut this one short. I'm gonna cut this one short. But anyway, man, I encourage you to go out there and explore his catalog, especially some of that early stuff, man. Because the bass playing is a lot more. Prince was a dope bass player, and a lot doper than I think people really. There's a few clips that are floating out around there, but anyway. Prince, we're gonna miss you, man, and I hope that his music inspires musicians the way that they've inspired me and so many others for years and years and years and years to come. So with that, peace. Rest in peace, Prince.